Welcome to Posh Podcast. I'm your host, Gabrielle. I'm here with my daughter, Marcella.
Hello.
Our amazing Puerto Rican co-host, Bernie.
I love that title every time.
And Spider.
Bienvenidos.
Oh my gosh, that was a new saying for you.
That was impressive.
I had to look that up.
Oh, and we have a special co-host here today. She has been a guest on our show several times for her own story, but then now today she's co-hosting too, and then we will get actually an update about her life later on. Valerie Wilhelm.
Hello.
Thank you for coming to hang out with us again.
Thank you for having me.
We
Valerie
love Valerie.
keeps shrinking, by the
Yeah,
way.
she keeps shrinking.
Every YouTube, she
Oh,
gets
it's-
skinnier and skinnier.
I was at the front door when she walked down the hall, and I was like, "Wait a minute,
Who's this
I
hot
know
bitch?
you." Yeah, exactly.
Who is that?
Yeah.
Well, she quit smoking on top of it, and now she's like this CrossFit babe. Well, today's topic we're going to talk about is this controversy that showed up in the Dallas Morning News a couple of days ago. And there was this writer that wrote about the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. And basically what they're trying to do is get rid of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. So they have gotten rid of the Mavericks dancers already. So
I know they still have the Mavs girls. They just wear like what I'm wearing.
no,
Right.
they don't have dancers anymore.
Yes, they do. They don't have the Spurs girls. They have Mavs girls that are in athletic wear. Hold on. I'll
So
pull
what's
it up
the
for you.
rationale? What do they want to get rid of them for?
They're
They're too sexy, and it's like we're gonna read the article.
Interesting.
Marcella's gonna read the article. It's like people are zooming into crotch shots and
Yeah, Mavericks got rid
whatever
of the
else.
dancers in May.
Yep.
Wow,
I
I
knew
didn't know
that.
that.
They no longer have their dancers.
Since I thought it was just the one
That
we
was-
had.
That was like
that was
8 or 9
last-
months ago, probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
so
totally
now
got
they're
rid of
totally
it.
gone.
Yep, they're totally gone.
Well, I didn't know that.
I thought you were going to talk about the lawsuit that
No, so this
Cheerleader.
and we believe that. I mean, we believe. My husband and I said that we think Cuban folded because of all the sexual harassment suits he had against him.
So NBA
And-
is getting rid
Surprise.
of all of their dancers, basically.
It's going that way.
It's going that
What are
way.
the Lakers girls?
They don't even have like the fat guy dancers at Mavericks games
No?
anymore.
No,
Really? I
No.
thought they did. No.
no, they took those away. But
So what's y'all's? But as we're about to read the story, what's your argument to keep them? I'm curious. I mean, I don't give a shit either way, but
It's funny because you sound like Lee right now. Like maybe it's better, they can do something else. And I was like, well, here's the thing. And you can probably vouch for me, as a dancer, as a performer, and if you're in it your whole life, there becomes like after high school, and if dance is your passion and something you put, I'm going to just give an example. My company kids put in about 25 to 30 hours of dance a week.
you
So
guys are
they're,
fucking nuts.
and you live as a performer, and you want a job eventually, maybe, if dance is your profession. And in Dallas, being like a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader or a Dallas Mavericks dancer or anything that gives you the opportunity to keep performing without having to like book a flight and move to LA, kind of, especially as a young dancer. I know a lot of Miss Texas girls. I know people who flew from Japan just to be part of America's Sweethearts of being a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah,
I
it's a
know
big
there's like
deal.
a culture.
Yeah.
And if you guys, what's your Instagram? Say it. To people who I don't think know, but just
Marcella Ranieri.
yeah, you guys should check it out because it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. If you follow
My
the
dance
stories,
stuff.
the dance stuff is unbelievable. What these
Yeah.
little girls are doing. Yeah.
And a lot of them, like even one of my little kids, she's 10 and she's like, I can't wait to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. And you dance in front of 30,000 people at a Mavs game. I don't even know how the stadium is now. The Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
that's like 120,000
Yeah,
people.
it's
Yeah.
insane.
So like American Airlines was like 30,000. I don't know what the Dallas Cowboys new stadium is, but you're performing and it's a goal. So everybody has goals. I mean, whatever your dream job is and you work really hard at that and then you put on that uniform. And for some people, if you watch CMT Making the Team with Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, this is like their life. Like they are crushed if they don't make it.
Yeah.
And they keep working and working for something and it's special. And then you have that forever. Like if you're a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, especially, there's a history with like the years and decades of being America's sweetheart. And the Dallas Cowboys are a world team. Like my uncle from Austria flies from Austria just to go to Cowboy games.
Yeah,
So they're
it's like a
obsessed.
culture for sure.
It's a culture, and like there were 1,200 little girls that attended the junior DCC workshop for young dancers this year.
Really?
1,200, you guys. That's a
I did
crazy
it when I was
number.
little.
Yeah, Marcella did it.
That's
She was a-
unbelievable. I had no
It is-
clues like that.
It is absolutely a thing, and I think I get very disturbed when at this point in our life, I feel like everyone is looking for an agenda.
Yeah.
There is something wrong with everything all the time, and they are always winning. Like they just say something crazy, and I'm like, leave everything alone. Can we live again? Like, can we say what we want to say? Can we wear what we want to wear? Can we be who we want to be? Like, I am so tired of it. And this was just another example.
And it's not even like you got like they're getting. It's not even a money thing. It's not like they're getting these massive,
No.
No,
There's
whatever
a law.
contracts.
One of them did file a lawsuit.
No, I'm talking
make
about
more money.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, but even if you don't use a lawsuit, let's say it stays where it is, it's still just. I thought it was always really cool. Again, I'm, don't beat me up. I don't carry one way or another, but I don't think it was something that. I guess let's hear what's the rationale behind why.
Well,
Go ahead,
What's the
do you want me
story?
to read the whole thing?
Well, we like the most important parts.
I don't
Pick
know,
them
dude.
out.
Read before. Texas' obsession with tradition, especially around football, is the benign justification for the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders continuing to shimmy and shake on the sidelines. But the calculation that sex still sells on the sidelines is why this spectacle endures. While everything around them has evolved, the cheerleaders have never changed out of the skimpy halter tops, fringe vests, and shorty shorts they put on in 1972. But in 1972, we were probably more conservative, but now
Way
we're not.
conservative
But now,
compared-
yeah,
yeah.
it's weird. 47 years later, all they represent is the diminished role that women once played. This is a feminist.
Diminished.
That's
Once
crazy.
played both in sports and in society. They are 20th century throwback dragged into a new era that doesn't want or need them. To this lifelong Cowboys fan, it feels like the time has come to retire America's sweethearts, or at least put them in an entirely new uniform with a completely different routine. Both of those options are likely, as Jerry Jones
What
selling the
So
team.
annoying.
world?
So here's the middle ground. Stop using 2019 technology to jumbo size the problem and change how the cheerleaders are portrayed on the stadium's monster-sized video screen. As I watched several young men sitting in front of me photograph and compare those bigger-than-life images during a Cowboys preseason game, the revealing and sexed-up presentation made me queasy.
The hell?
Queasy. These words.
That's crazy.
Spectacle.
Miss
words.
Karen, a season ticket holder. Can you... Karen sounds fat.
I have a pic.
Way to go, Karen.
Karen, yeah, you have that basic name.
All those memes.
Maybe we can get him a nun costume.
Yeah.
Now, what's her last name?
Blumenthal. She's a local author.
I don't understand. Like, I've been watching sports for a long time,
Oh,
and I've
here's
never
Karen,
thought anything
and there you
sexual
go.
about cheerleaders.
there's Karen.
matches? Okay, so you guys
Okay,
are gonna
you
see
show
this.
us Karen, and I show you Sharon Grigsby that wrote this article.
Oh.
Karen looks like Karen.
Oh, yeah.
and-
Sharon or Karen looks like Karen. Let me see. Damn it, Karen.
Karen and Sharon.
I'd like to see I'd like to see Karen and Sharon put on this outfit and do what they do.
Or
Yeah.
even maybe train for
we
anything.
should have Karen and Sharon on our show.
Oh,
Let's do an invitation. Well, she's pissed off. Look at her. She's
Yeah.
mad because she doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
So, local
Start crossfitting.
author. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Local author Karen Blumenthal, Miss Karen, a season ticket holder who has bled silver and blue since birth, is equally bothered by the cheerleader close-ups on Jerry's Vija board. I don't know what that means. Blumenthal and her husband jokingly call it the breast board. A giant-sized woman
God, such a
whose
hater.
bodies are all bursting out of their tight costumes, and the couple frequently takes note of
That's
men
horrible.
filming and
show the camera.
photographing the most intimate shots. Blumenthal's breaking point came at last year's nail biter against the New Orleans Saints when a man seated nearby repeatedly photographed individual cheerleaders' body parts as they strutted their stuff on the big screen.
Wait, who did that? But
Some guy that's sitting in front of her.
what does that matter?
It's
I
not
don't
It's
know.
her business. It's not her business.
Yeah.
Right.
You
This
are
is her
creepy,
problem.
Karen.
Yeah.
This has nothing to
Creepy
do.
Karen.
Exactly what it
This is
creepy
all
Karen.
Karen's
I also
personal
don't
struggle.
see them busting out of the costumes.
hater.
They're just beautiful.
But that's just, who gives a shit? It's not hurting anything.
But if these girls want to do that and be photographed, then let them do their thing.
She's got deep-seated issues.
Yes, she does.
Have you seen a picture of
He would whip his phone up and zero in on their crotches or their breasts. Blumenthal told me.
Oh my
By
gosh,
the
that's crazy,
second
guys.
quarter-
Creepy guys do
Imagine that.
That's
You can
insane.
be in Walmart. By the second quarter, I am taking pictures of him taking pictures. By the fourth quarter, the young people behind me are yelling, "We need an intervention for this guy."
You need Al-Anon, Karen.
The bearskin obsessed fan wasn't deterred, sharing his images with the men in his party and flipping repeatedly through the photos.
But they were excited.
This guy all but ruined one of the best games of the year for me. Now, with that being said, that ruined the game.
He had a lot of control over you, Karen.
Right.
You need Al-Anon.
Yeah. This is not a violation of any of the posted rules, but it made me really uncomfortable. In retrospect, it created a hostile environment for women and young people.
Hostile.
Blumenthal reported this sorry behavior to the Cowboys.
Sorry behavior.
And asked that they reconsider the images on the video screen. She also raised concerns about last year's pre-recorded opening to the cheerleaders' performances, which she described as a shot of the belt buckle, but it's really a crotch shot showing a navel, shorts, and two thighs.
Two thighs.
This is so stupid.
Oh my
Isn't
God.
that stupid?
It's so
Based
stupid.
on the Cowboys said, based on your comments, we'll work even harder to ensure we are featuring only the best on our board this season, he wrote. Blumenthal, who once worked at the Dallas Morning News, didn't ask me to take her word for the in-stadium experience. She gave me her 2 tickets to the August 29th preseason game to check it out myself. She wasn't exaggerating. These grown women's sidelines work it no way resembles that of college and high school cheerleaders, and certainly not those whose routines of daring and skill win national competitions. The Cowboys cheerleaders' moves that Thursday night were mostly pelvic thrusts, chest jiggles, and bottoms up, long hair sweeping the ground.
My God.
The projection of the eye candy onto the 69-yard long video board magnified the feeling that the Cowboys are all but selling sex on the sidelines.
Karen,
Really?
can
This
I
is
have
not
your tickets?
Sharon.
No, this is
not
Sharon.
Sharon, can I have your ticket and check it out for me, please? I just wanna-
Can I go after Bernie?
I just want to make
So
sure.
I was
that you're
just
right.
at the game, right, on Sunday, and I watched them on the screen, and they actually looked great. They looked amazing. They worked their butt off. I mean,
Work their ass off.
Yeah.
Like,
They're
not
literally wearing the same stuff they've wore for years.
47 years.
Yeah, there's nothing different. What's the difference between then and now?
Is that like, come on, that picture, they do not
So
look bad.
I see the cheerleaders train at their workout at my gym all the time. So
Oh,
they're
yeah, the
train-
Star.
Yeah, the Star. And that, I mean, this is really
But
weird.
not to mention, like, pausing this article, I worked with Kelly Finglass's daughter, who
Yeah,
Kelly
we both
Finglass,
did.
we
both had.
Kelly Finglass is the director of the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders. I know this woman. She, not to mention, by the way, if you are a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, you are not allowed to, the rules to be one, as far as the way you behave in public, what your social media looks like, drinking, how you dress at events, and anything that you do that is charity work or anything. Like, she says that when you walk out of your house every day, you are representing the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And all these women are beautiful, smart, they're mothers. Some of them are lawyers. I mean, there are women who have gone back after have the best jobs, and they are doing something that they love, and they're passionate about dancing, whatever that may be, because they like to. And a lot of people are like, well, they just do it for attention. I wasn't a Dallas Mavericks dancer for attention. I was a Dallas Mavericks dancer because I live to perform.
So I think there's a difference on it. So if you're doing, okay, just hear me out for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a handful of girlfriends of mine that were Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. I had a girlfriend of mine who, her name is Bria Brown. She's a real estate agent now. She was on the calendar of the swimsuit issue. One thing that I've always noticed about Cowboy cheerleaders, I say that specifically for the Cowboy cheerleaders because we're here in Dallas, is that most of them end up getting really great careers. I've noticed that there's like a respect. There's like a respect that employers have
because
for
it's work ethic
It's
too.
work
Yes,
ethic.
work ethic.
I think there's a nice. It's like a feather in the cap that you could say people respect that typically. But I also think to say something as asinine as they're doing it for attention, go fucking strip. That's for attention like that. You're talking apples to rocks. Like that doesn't even make that doesn't even make sense.
Not at all. And I think that there needs to be respect for what they're doing. And a lot of them, when I was a Mavericks dancer, we had rehearsal Friday night and Sunday. So the chances of you going out partying and getting wasted and doing drugs and like being this like degenerate is not going to happen because you really don't have time. And what's funny is no matter what dance job I've ever had, the NBA saying that I like, for some reason, that's the one that people like hone in on. And I'm like, seriously, out of everything, like you love that one the most.
But you're talking about something that's really cool to make it to the NBA as a
basketball player.
As a basketball player or an NFL as a football player. That's a huge deal. There's respect thing there. To be able to go make it to perform in front of tens of thousands of people, I think that's a big, cool deal. And more than that, I think this becomes an argument. Again, this is me talking again. I don't care one another, but it annoys me that people pick stupid shit to make a topic of. But I think find me a couple cheerleaders who fucked it up for everybody else first, then make this argument, right? What I mean by it, if you get some cheerleaders who are doing stupid shit out and it's on public, then, I mean, we know there's plenty of them that do stupid shit.
Of course.
But once it's been highlighted and it's been made an issue and everyone knows.
You're obviously jealous because
you've been divorced a couple times.
But you're obviously very jealous because
she's controlling.
Yeah. And before making this like judgment and saying that all they're doing is selling sex, it's so I speak to a lot of dance parents, and Valerie, who has been a dance teacher, she's had her kids in dance and was a dancer and she knows everything about it. So what I'm going to say, she'll back me up. But anything that your kids are doing extracurricular is great for them as they grow up. As dancers, not everybody, and you could maybe get in a big room. It takes a lot of guts to get up on stage and be judged. There's people who cannot do that. I mean, there's some people who crack under pressure. They dance by themselves. They dance in a group. I'm going to tell you another thing. To go audition and be told no, 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 and to keep going and go back and push yourself on your own terms because you want something that bad does a lot for people like how you are. Like, you can be really tough. As a dancer, you get told no so much, and you have to just shake that off and say, okay, well, I'm going to keep trying. There are girls who've auditioned for Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, and we're just talking about them right now, but this is an all-around thing. Probably 10 times, 5 times, they don't give up until they make something important to them. And they get drug tested. You're not allowed, you sign so much, you can't like sleep with the players. Not saying that they all follow these rules, but I think for the most part, I mean, you can get in big trouble.
I think
they will
very
fire you.
strict, and
they
you'll
are very
get fired.
strict. You have to go to an eating class when you're a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. You have to learn how to eat properly.
Yeah. I had a good friend of mine.
It's crazy.
A buddy of mine, him and his wife, Jay Johnson and Lynn.
The workout people.
Yeah. I've known them for years.
He's their trainer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he'd have the conversation that, I mean, their nutrition, like they don't fuck around with that.
Do you know how it feels to go into an audition? You make something, okay? Now you've made the team. I'm going to tell you what happened on Dallas Mavericks. Okay, congratulations. You had to now wear this uniform all year. So get on that scale in front of everybody. Oh, okay. Get on the scale. They write your number down. They send a mass email. You can only go up and down this much. So you're like, you will get benched if you go overweight. You'll get, because you're representing a brand. Mm-hmm. I mean, my top fell off at an NBA game and I was benched for like 3 weeks.
Hold on a second before we get further. Tell me, let's talk about that. Your top fell off while you were dancing?
Yes.
How? Like while you were dancing?
Oh, yeah. Oh, nipple out.
Nipples, everything out? Oh, my God.
Wardrobe malfunction. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, someone else pinned her.
Well, you wear... Our outfits are revealing. This doesn't help this argument.
Show out with this one right here.
Yeah, right. This doesn't help this argument. I didn't do it on purpose. We had to safety, like you do with any costume. Yeah. You have a hook and eye in the back, but you need to make sure you safety pin that because wardrobe malfunctions happen. Taking it back to Janet Jackson when her nipple popped out, whatever. Yeah. That's when that all started. And you're dancing so big, and my back did that. You're just full out, and I guess it popped that pin and the hook and eye. So the back came
That's
up.
Like some serious dancing.
Oh,
some serious thrust.
The back came up, and then it came back down, and you're trained to keep going. So I just grabbed the back of it, and I just danced with one arm. And I was like, oh my God. Everyone just saw my nipple. But
she's lucky there was no social media.
Yeah,
no,
you're lucky Sharon and Karen weren't there.
Sharon and Karen, damn it.
This blonde bitch, nipples are hanging out. We're at the strip club.
How dare you? I feel like Sharon and Karen are feminists, though.
For sure.
And I'm not a huge feminist person.
So with
well,
good.
it's so upsetting to me because I have been on either side where I've felt like Sharon and Karen, but it's your own personal issue. Like, you can't take it out on.
But you've never been an asshole to anybody,
right? Because
you've always been
capable
supportive.
of being accountable for my own jealousy or fears or not being able to wear something sexy or feel sexy. And so I brought this while I went and looked because I noticed a lot of share on social media. Someone in Miss America said, organization, an educated woman doesn't prance around in a swimsuit. So it's basically the same thing.
So I must be
along the same lines.
You're so stupid.
So basically they're saying, Sharon and Karen are saying these cheerleaders are dumbasses.
Which is so opposite. These are smart women. Just because they're
of
beautiful
what they wear
does not make you stupid. Now I'm going to say something really fast.
A man, there's a lot of, if she hadn't been wearing that, she wouldn't have been raped.
Oh, yeah.
So I call bullshit on that too.
And can I go ahead?
Well, one of our models, that models for us, her name is Krista. She actually posted a photo of herself in a swimsuit, our swimsuit, yesterday. And what she said, and I found this so incredible, she said, an educated woman does not parade around in a swimsuit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she saw it.
She says, this educated woman graduated college with a public relations degree at age 22 as a single mom to an infant. This educated woman built a $3.2 million insurance subrogation company in Oklahoma City from the ground up over the course of 6 years. This educated woman is a solutions architect, process engineer, and business developer who also models. This educated woman has raised a well-mannered, very gifted 14-year-old who understands that the purpose of life revolves around love and kindness. This educated woman constantly inspires other women to feel confident in their skin. No matter if I'm wearing a swimsuit or a blazer, I am still an educated, classy woman and amazing mother.
You know what she should have done is she should have tagged
Karen and Sharon and whoever wrote the other article or whatever.
So I got a question. You said you've been on both sides of it, right?
Yes.
So you've been on the hater side. Now you look spectacular.
No. She's never been a hater.
Never been a hater.
Well, you've been on the other side of feeling the insecurity part of it,
exactly.
right? But now you look spectacular. You look
Thank
great.
you.
So now being on this side of it, it sounds like the obvious answer, but I'm just curious, your interpretation wise, now that you feel confident, you feel sexy, you feel like, how does that feel compared to?
Well, okay. It's so upsetting to me because I shouldn't be judged on what I wear, but you can definitely judge me on my behavior.
Sure.
So if I prance around in that and let things hang out that are inappropriate and I do it on purpose, then yeah, like you were saying, if we've got some cheerleaders that are doing some things, then ban it. That's fine. It's inappropriate. Kelly Finglass doesn't have control over them. Yeah. Get rid of it. Yeah. But they're not. Yeah. They're well-mannered, educated women who are, I see them, girls that, like Sarah Gorley. Look at her. There's so many women that I know that have gone through this, and I taught Kelly's daughter as well. Yeah. And she thinks so highly of me, and I have been honored by that for many years because the Dallas Cowboy director cheerleader thinks so highly of me.
That's good.
Yeah. To have Kelly, I have to say Kelly is an intimidating
very
woman.
Dude, she scares the shit out of me, and I just watched the show. My God.
So, and I have worked with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders quite a few times, like choreographing or working in their studio when they're training or whatnot. And Kelly, when you have respect from this woman who is she's Kelly Finglass. She's been their director for a long time, and she has those intimidating eyes. And even if you're not a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader and you work around it, like I have, you want her respect. And when you have it, you just feel like Kelly Finglass, like she likes me, or she, you know what I mean? But it's just such a staple. And I don't know why Karen and Sharon's of the world.
I've been able to run in, I see Kelly at my favorite sushi spot all the time, and I run into her very often over the last few years, and I've loved being able to have that personal time. And she would never, ever, ever. She's so Southern traditional, set in like ways. That's why this uniform has been around for 40 years.
47 years, right?
47 years. She's
That's
so
crazy.
particular with how their bodies fit into it, and like you said,
she's
with
very
the eating
strict,
and
that's what's amazing.
Do you want to keep reading this?
No, I wanted to tell you guys that there's another article written right on the heels of this, and it was in the Dallas Observer, of someone saying that this is not correct. And that, I mean, I'm not going to read the whole article, but part of it was very, very cool because she goes, "The women are athletic. I said it, reread it. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders are athletic, and I'm not taking it back, because if I were to imply something like that they simply shimmy and shake on the sidelines, that would be incredibly disrespectful. You don't wake up one day and start shimmying and decide you want to be a Cowboys cheerleader. If that were the case, I would be on the field. Instead, you train your entire life in all areas of dance and then go through the months-long rigorous audition process, which includes tests on football, politics, as well as multi-panel interviews." That's the other part. They have to be extremely knowledgeable.
Can I say what Kelly said?
Can I say?
Yeah,
go
ahead.
ahead. So when you were asking me that a minute ago, and my brain went fried for a minute, but so when I was overweight, I couldn't wait to be able to feel sexy again because my confidence would soar, like you were talking about. But the weight initially, it's like I said, these ladies clearly, to me, in my opinion, have deeply seated issues, because that was layers of an onion that I put on me on purpose to shield myself. And I slowly had to work through emotional and mental pain as I was healing and shredding every pound. And then looking in the mirror and seeing myself and accepting it, but saying grace to Jesus and not letting it go to my head. Because the first time I lost all the weight, it went to my head, and I did prance around like an uneducated woman.
You hooch.
So I will tell you
They
about
also
that.
they put the uniform. The uniform is in the Smithsonian National Museum of American History, by the way.
Yes.
That's not.
And Kelly Finglass said that, where she said, she wrote a 4-paragraph statement. She expressed pride in the women's uniform, and that more than 700 women who have worn it since its inception in the days of the Tex Schramm and Tom Landry. We have women, and we have gone on to wonderfully significant lives as mothers and grandmothers, some of whom also have had successful careers in areas that range from show business, medicine, education, broadcasting, and medical services, Finglass said. And then the lady said, "I'm not questioning the worth of the women who wear the cheerleader uniform. Of course, women should have pride in our choices and our bodies. The issue at hand involves how to balance that empowerment with systems that exploit women's appearances for men's pleasure."
Well, this person that talked about against it, I love her statement so much, because she goes, "If you don't get cut because you can't remember all 50 of the routines, you guys,
by the way,
50 routines, you become a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader." That Dallas Morning Newspaper, what's her name? Sharon, writes that the moves are mostly pelvic thrusts, chest jiggles, and bottoms up, long hair sweeping the ground. And once again, that is not true. If you were a dancer and paid attention to what the women are actually really doing, then you would understand the amount of difficult dancing they are doing. Sharon, there's no way you have possibly done the jump splits in freezing.
I was just getting ready to say that.
In freezing football game weather, because if so, you would know how incredibly hard it is and how taxing it is on your muscles. It's been 10 years since I last did a jump split, and I still wake up in the middle of the night and have to pop my hips back into place.
Oh, shit.
Yes, the Dallas Cowboys
funny.
cheerleaders' outfits are revealing and have sparkle on them. The same is true of world-renowned gymnasts' outfits, but I understand why gymnastics is respectable, because men respect gymnasts. If men understood the hard work cheerleaders put into performances, I guess it would be okay to respect cheerleaders too.
Come to rehearsal. Like, just try it out yourself.
You know, I'm thinking that we should probably just, with that being said, I think Karen and Sharon, I think you guys are right. We should also ban swimming pools for bathing suits. I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
Summer. Let's just ban summer.
Summer
guys.
all together.
Just
Yeah,
summer
ban
altogether.
summer.
I'm sorry.
And I do,
So stupid.
I don't know how to like politically say this correctly. So if it's wrong, we can cut it out later.
I'll interpret it for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I'll totally.
But I find it like, I am a huge supporter in the LGBT community. I support all of my friends who are gay. I support Justin. I support, you want to be a drag queen? Be a drag queen. They will have a parade for anything, and you will respect us for what we do, and you will appreciate what we have to deal with in life. Well, to be a beautiful woman and everybody can hate on you left and right for what you wear, what you do, Miss America, Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, a beautiful woman in general. My mom got stared down downstairs by an old lady just 5 minutes ago who did not
ban
like
your mom.
Did not like you for some reason. And I know that what's her name has the slut walk for women, whatever. Amber Rose. Yeah. Yep. But it's amazing to me that we can get you can be so nasty and mean and there's no I'm not that I would do it, but there's no walk for it's hard to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader and people are so mean to you because you work hard and you look beautiful.
Okay, well, if they get banned, then I can't handle football pants anymore. I'm done. I can't.
I think I think someone needs to forward some YouTube videos to Karen and Sharon of the CMT making band or making the that's. It's no bullshit. It's really, I mean, again, I go back to the whole thing. I don't care one way or another, but I'll give it credit where credit's due. That's a fucking hard
Here's the thing. Karen and Sharon should come to one of my days at the studio. I have kids who dance 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock every single day, and they get no break in between. They are dancing their ass off class after class after class. I have had Gino, my brother, has come and taken a conditioning class with me. I said, come on, try it out. He and his friends came. They're tennis players, athletes, who almost died in my conditioning. Try it. You have to remember choreography. You have to know music. You have to know timing. You have to perform, breathe.
No, it's no joke.
Dance for 8 minutes if you're in a production. Remember everything. You have a costume change fast. You have to put your hair up, smile, and look pretty while you're taking your leg and putting it past your head, tumbling, flipping. If you don't want to think that's athletic and hard work, no. I think you should just come try it.
Lucianne, I'll say, how was cheer today? Oh, we conditioned. Oh, but not as hard as Marcella.
I'm serious. If you guys are curious what we're talking about, go to Marcella's Instagram page. It's unbelievable.
So I'm going to have one more paragraph and then we're done with it. But this girl says, the fact that you witnessed a man take disgusting photos of these women is sad. And I agree with you. Men should be banned from football games, I guess. Oh, that's not what you said? Oh, you blamed the women and the organization on how the man acted. Well, then never mind. I can understand how you would blame the women and their outfits, though, because when I would see Ryan Lochte swimming in a Speedo, I'd also take close-up photos and then wonder how it's still okay for Lochte to exploit himself like that.
That's pretty.
That's probably the best ending.
That's a really good ending for sure.
Yes. So there is that, guys. I think
that's crazy.
We need to stop finding problems.
Just worry about your damn self. Karen and Sharon need a hobby.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
Cook something, go to the gym. Valerie's available to go to CrossFit with. I don't know. Watch a makeup tutorial.
You're going to have to wear yoga pants, though.
And Sharon and Karen.
That might be too tight.
It may be too revealing.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I mean, we should all just dress like Miranda sings and be done with it. Karen and Sharon would be happy.
also think Sharon and Karen should come on our show. We're ready for them.
Come on
if they would like to come on, we're ready.
You know what would be cool? It would be cool to have a couple of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders on here and Karen and Sharon.
That would be great.
Yes, and tell them to their face how you feel.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'd love
Let's
to
have a debate about it, or even have Kelly on.
I mean, I can understand why they're thinking this way, but they have no authority or grounds to stand on because they have signed paperwork to put themselves in this position. So therefore, they know men might be taking pictures of them. I mean, they're being videoed. It's being,
and that's not even their fault. It has nothing to do with the cheerleaders can't do it. They're minding their, they're dotting their I's and they're crossing their T's. And they're doing all the stuff they're obligated to do, which you can't control. I mean, other people, who's taking pictures at fucking Texas Stadium? They're 120,000 people.
It's really relaxed.
Yeah.
On that note, we're going to call Miss Polly.
Yeah. You get to see her again or no?
I don't think so. It's so annoying.
Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah, that's big.
And her voice was off.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hi,
Miss Polly. We're going to play your jingle and get right to it.
All right.
This is Penis and Pussy Talk with Miss Polly.
Oh, you probably hasn't heard it.
Oh, you never heard it? Oh, it's so awesome.
Valerie knows Miss Polly, though. Yeah. Valerie is with us today, Miss Polly.
Hi, Miss Polly.
So today's question for you, Miss Polly, is what are the most common sexual disorders for men?
There's more than one.
I was just going to say, what is the other ones?
Well, actually, of course, the ever-present most common one would be erectile dysfunction. Followed by
Valerie made a sad face when you said that.
Everybody makes
That's
a
a
sad
problem,
face when it
Miss
happens,
Polly.
for sure.
it can be, of course. And then there's always the premature ejaculation or the delayed or inability to ejaculate.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a bad problem.
I
there.
don't want anything
And a lot
to
of
do
guys
with that
don't
one.
understand that that's a thing.
Wait,
Yeah,
that's the worst one, Spider?
It's got not being able to get off.
Yeah, dude, that's a shitty one.
I actually know
Yeah.
someone who had that.
Oh, so yeah,
So do
that's
I.
happened to you
And
before. It's
the
fucking horrible.
frustration in this
I
person.
can only imagine.
I'd
was beyond.
I'd rather come quicker
I felt
than
bad.
fucking not be able to come. That's fucking
Yeah.
horrible. It's frustrating.
Well, there's a lot of attributing factors, but of course, a lot of it is psychological as well.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I can speak on both sides of that. So
I heard, is that not a thing if the person is addicted to porn too much? Or is that
if
not
you
true?
masturbate
I
too
think
much. Yeah.
substances, though, hurt that.
No, if you masturbate too much, it makes it hard to either come or whatever. If you're doing it too much, it's a fact.
Correct.
I heard from somebody else.
So, what is too much for a guy? What is too much?
it's not a matter of it being too. I mean, it's all different for different people, right?
Yeah. I'm just
But
curious.
no. It's fair. So there's people who masturbate. Guys will do it every day, multiple times a day, watching porn and whatnot.
That's too much work.
That's
Multiple times?
Good God, how do you think that time?
Yeah, absolutely. It
What,
can.
what, Miss Polly?
She said multiple times.
I said yes multiple times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
A lot.
someone that y'all also know that has something to do with this studio that claims 5 to 7 times a day. I'm like,
That just
dude,
sounds fucking horrible.
how is that even possible?
That sounds horrible.
5 to
Horrible.
7 times.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's horrible.
He also claims that when he goes out with ladies, he doesn't have to worry about saying or doing something weird because he already jerked off before he saw them.
No,
It's like
that's just
something
fucked
about
up.
Mary.
Kind of, yeah.
He says to do that before you go on a date.
Yeah.
Do you guys do that? Or no?
That's a terrible idea.
No.
I have heard that guys do that.
No.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Hell
I'll
no.
tell
No.
you why.
Bernie says
'Cause,
no.
No, you don't
What,
jack off.
Spider?
I did that one time and then ended up having sex with this girl, and she was like, "What was that?" I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "What just happened?" Like, because there was barely anything
Yeah,
left.
that's not a good
She was disappointed by that.
Yeah, there's nothing at all about that.
Sounds
That's
like a Karen
good
and a
deal.
Sharon.
So basically, you're jacking off, you're coming, and there's nothing there. It's like,
Yeah.
and that's just that.
I've got to imagine that. I mean, like, don't you guys? I'll say this side because you're married, but don't you guys want to, if you're if you're having sex with someone, don't you want to? Didn't it excite you guys just as much to make a guy come as opposed to?
Oh, I'm
right?
like disappointed. So that's
Yeah.
my question, Polly. So,
Yes.
so that's the disappointment. It's like I didn't accomplish.
What's wrong with me?
Yeah, what's wrong?
Well,
Why
Of
can
course,
some
I mean-
like at night or maybe like morning they can come, but they can't at night? Is that a disorder?
Wait, say it again.
Disorder.
Say your question again.
They can come in the morning, but not at night.
Yeah,
Valerie,
like they could
hold
go
on.
for like hours at night.
Valerie,
but
I
as
have-
soon as the sun comes up, it's like
I needed
boom.
one more
Maybe-
question. Can we save that one for next time?
Dude, that's
Miss
hilarious.
Polly,
Save that question.
I need to save that one for another
That's
show
good.
because
I'm asking for a
missing
friend.
Dude, that's so funny.
Hey, on that note, we're going to go to our question of the day.
The two Posh girls ask the question of the day.
Give all the answers.
She's saving it.
The question of the day today is, would you want to go on a honeymoon with another couple?
Hell no.
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 That sounds like a horrible idea.
a real question?
What did you say?
I said, is that even really a question?
I think where
It's
that
your honeymoon, not theirs. Or if it is, ew, weird.
Yeah, but I could see where this.
Well, maybe for swingers.
I
or
was
something.
literally about to say, there's couples out there that are swingers. I'm just saying, there are couples out there that are swingers. That could be normal for swingers. That would not fucking work even remotely for me. But I see swingers pulling that off, no problem.
I would do it.
The swinging part, or bring your friend to your honeymoon.
Yeah, I would go on a fake honeymoon with fake people.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna get married.
Okay, I could do a fake honeymoon. I could so do that.
Vacation? Is that
I'm with
true?
you there. I'm with you there, Spider. I could do that too.
All right.
Well,
That's a no for me.
That's a big no for me.
It's a real one. Yeah, not so much.
I think it would be a problem if you don't want to go by yourself. Then it's kind of like,
You don't even like your spouse.
yeah, because I'm thinking if I did that, like if I wanted another couple to come, then it's kind of like, I don't want to spend all this time with you, you know?
Right. Not a honeymoon, but
No
maybe
way.
like a couple's
Trip,
vacation.
retreat.
Well, on that note, everyone, thank you for listening.
Bye-bye. Bye, Karen and Sharon.